Howdy and hello, I am Seattle's one and only Glamazon goddess and queen of the pigs, IsabellaExtynn, and welcome to another episode of The Race is On. Welcome on back. Today we are here to review Season 12, Episode 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and we are headed to Viva Drag Vegas. I'm so excited for this episode. It is the last step before the final four and the finale of this season. But before we dive into all of that, let me introduce my very special guest today. I'm so excited to have her on the show. She is the winner of So You Think You Can Drag Season 2. Please welcome the one and only Miss Texas 1988.
Hey!
Hi, welcome.
How's it going?
Good. You look great today.
Thanks.
I'm loving all the green.
Yeah, trying to, still a little strange, but trying to give a little eleganza. I am wearing a full-length gown. You just can't tell because you probably see from here up. But
yeah.
She did it. She's cinched and all.
You look great. I love this look.
Yeah, this was my ode to the Vegas part. I really tried.
I just threw something.
You look great.
I was like, I'm gonna wear this. I'm just
or a
classy old
woman.
woman.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. So how has quarantine been going for you?
It's been a roller coaster, but ultimately good. I've surprisingly been busy. Like, I'm happy there have been a lot of opportunities, and I've been also just trying to keep in the practice for my own sanity, keep busy. Yeah, definitely moments where I am in full existential goo crisis. So yeah, how's it been going for you?
It's been going good. I've been seeing that you've been doing a lot of shows, a lot of the Instagram shows.
Tish is online, and we'll have our next one will be on the 28th, so coming around the bend. And we've both been doing Our Place as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been a really fun show. The Our Place Twitch stream every Friday night at 10 p.m. for anybody out there that wants to watch. Twitch.tv/OurPlaceSeattle. Come check us out. Doing new videos every single week. It's been a lot of fun.
You've been slaying those. The Glam Pig production. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal work.
Thank you. You too. I've really enjoyed all the psychedelic videos you've been putting out with the tone switching and the color switching, and it's been really fun.
The one trick I got is green screening random layers over each other. So I'm rolling with it until people call me and tell me to stop.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
Going into the RuPaul realm, I am curious to see what they're going to do virtually.
Yeah, I am looking forward to this Zoom reunion, basically. They're using groundbreaking technology, according to the press release. Mario Kart for the crown.
A never-before-seen challenge.
Yeah, I'm Team Peach, okay? No matter who gets the crown, I think it's deserved.
Yeah, you're right. There's nobody this round where I'm like, oh, please don't, not this person.
Yeah.
Out of these three, I'm like...
Yeah. It could really go to anybody, and I'd be happy, because I think they're all really talented and really great queens. Before we go any further, I want to make sure that everybody goes and follows you on all of your social media accounts. Follow on Instagram at Miss Texas 1988, and show Miss Texas a little love on Venmo at Miss Texas 1988 there as well.
Please and thank you.
If you're enjoying the content here, make sure to tip me on my Venmo or my CashApp. It is really appreciated. Also, follow me on all my social media accounts at IsabellaExtynn, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button and then ding that bell to get notifications on everything happening on my channel. So, let's start at the top of the episode. So, after the lip sync happens and Heidi got sent home, it was a very emotional lip sync and exit. Everybody loves Heidi. And the queens all go back into the workroom after the lip sync. go to wipe the message off. The lights go out. In that second, I was like, oh, they are about to pull some fuckery.
Expecting, like, oh, now here's that other queen, or like,
Yeah.
everybody's back.
Yeah. I was like, fuckery afoot.
Or somebody's dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lights go out, usually somebody gets murdered, right?
We're grilling broccoli now. I don't know. And then production comes in and is like, oh, sorry, power outage. You guys got to go to the next studio. They just left that in there so that all of us at home would be like, which there hasn't been that much drama this season,
Yeah.
which I really appreciate because I think it gives us a chance to just appreciate the art.
It's drag and it's reality TV,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of people are like, there for the drag. So,
Yeah. Well, and one thing that it kind of makes me wonder is what Sherry Pie's original edit was.
oh yeah.
Because I wonder if a lot of the drama surrounded her. So they come in the next morning. They have a mini challenge, and they have to put together a showgirl look in 30 minutes. And this is shocking to me. There's no way that is only 30 minutes, because they all got like a full face of makeup on, made a headdress, put their pads on, got into a costume, and wrote a voiceover thing.
Yeah, that was that.
There is no feasible way to do all of that in 30 minutes, no matter who you are.
Yeah, if all of that was done in 30 minutes, that was the main stage challenge. That was the real.
Right?
But I thought that for all that being said, I really liked Crystal's whole out. I thought she had like one of the largest, most kind of like gaudy, showy little headdress moments. Did you like that Gigi won?
It was whatever.
The mini challenge. You're
It's
not supposed to get so heated about the mini challenges.
I don't know. It was a mini challenge. I thought that they all did fine. You know, like everybody did well. Nobody was like bombing it. Because like on the puppets, there was some bombs on the puppets.
You're right.
God, what did she win? I don't even know what she won.
Oh, she won two, and this is probably why I got a little heated. A decent prize was a trip for two to Vegas.
Yeah.
She's going to take a mom, which is cute.
Yeah. Well, who did you think should have won did you think Crystal?
Crystal should have.
Yeah.
The only person who I think I was a little like, what are you doing, was when Jackie was meeping.
Ru introduces the main challenge, and this is a pretty big main challenge. I mean, obviously, it's the last one to get into the top 4, so of course it's going to be the big one of the season. They have to do a RuPaul's Drag Race Live, the Las Vegas show, which, funny thing is, the Las Vegas show wasn't actually open yet when this was filmed. So they did the Vegas show before the queens that are cast in the Vegas show did the Vegas show.
Oh, weird.
Right? They had to do just big opening number.
Big opening. Okay. Yeah. Fun.
RuPaul wanted everyone to see his big opening.
I'm sure it's huge.
We didn't want it, but we got it. And then they had a heartfelt first act closer. And then a disco finale. They had to record the vocals for the parts that were written for them. And then for the disco finale, they had to write their own rap verses and record those as well. Then they had to learn the choreography with Jamal Sims for 3 different acts. Like, this was a big challenge.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even think I comprehended until you just said that, like, how much they had to do.
Yeah.
And a pretty, like, challenging runway. Like, the Eleganza, like, that is always, like, a pretty, like, there's not a lot of rules to it, so it's kind of harder to do.
That's one thing that I found when I was doing So You Think You Can Drag. The runways that were the hardest were the ones that were the least structured.
I think they were a little shady with Jada's edit.
Yeah.
They kind of were like, oh, she's going to have a hard time with her lyrics. Oh, she's having a hard time recording. Oh, she's having a hard time like they kind of kept being like, and then she did fine.
Yeah.
So we got to have that reality TV part.
Yeah, we got to make the story.
Somebody struggle, please.
But they completely cut old Allison Mossy out of that whole workroom moment.
Oh yeah, Peach Cobbler.
Yeah.
They did a good enough job at this one. I kept kind of forgetting she was in there. Like when I was kind of thinking back on the episode.
They go and record their lyrics.
Crystal really embodies the whole like idea of like if you're not a good singer, just like go in.
Yeah.
Like just be a goofball, have a good time with it. So
be weird, like be funny.
Gigi can't kiss.
Yeah. And I was at home, and I feel like everybody sitting at home was like,
okay. Yeah. It all sounds like a CG.
And then they went to do choreography with Daddy. I mean Jamal Sims. He is. Jackie is just such a dad dancing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one of my favorite parts, this might just be quarantine talking.
Boom, boom. Easy, 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 easy. All right, come on, jiggle. Sorry, a little jiggle. Yeah, I saw that jiggle. All right.
And all of us at home were wet.
They come in the next day. There's some little mirror chats happening.
I can't remember who it was. Somebody called Gigi's intro look costumey, and I was like, is she going to be the camp girl?
Jackie said it. And I really laughed when Gigi was like, oh, my first impression of Jackie in the spring and fall runway was that she was another fashion queen. And she's since proven me wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they chatted about, like, report cards, but...
The report card question is, like, really relevant this season. Then the judges went off on it kind of later, too. They're like, I guess it comes down to, I don't know, report cards.
Yeah. I think it probably, especially because, like, terminology and everything was the same between the judges' talk and the contestants' talk. I'm guessing that the producers kind of set that bug for both judges and contestants. Ru came walking out there in a classic Ru look, a black, gorgeous wasp waist gown.
Yeah, she's been looking real good. She discovered contacts this whole season.
Yeah, she's been into the contacts.
Miss Self-Massage, I've grown in appreciation for her because she says that she considers what she does drag.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Tell your best friend
well,
to get it together.
Actually, on this episode of Celebrity this week, it was all like cis female contestants on there. And Michelle said, I'm really proud seeing girls on the show being who I am and doing what I've done for the last 20 years. It makes me feel really proud to see women on this show in drag. And said that sitting right next to RuPaul. And so I think, because there's definitely a dynamic between them, I think that Michelle is on our side of the issue. It's just, she's not going to, directly go against or fight with the person who, puts food in her mouth and her family's mouth. I really hope that at some point Drag Race, steps into the now and stops discriminating against trans women and AFAB women and drag kings and all the phenomenal drag performers within this amazing community, and starts showing the world what our queer drag community actually is. We're on to the performance, their big performance, their big act. And this was really, really good. They started off with Baby I Made It. And they were all in their entrance looks, which I thought was a really nice and fun throwback to like where they started in the competition,
Yeah, that was a cute thing to see. I liked that a lot. But I felt like everybody really performed it.
Yeah. The next song, Just the Mirror.
Yeah.
I had some weird feelings and thoughts about this. One thing that I don't like is this weird narrative that drag queens don't like how they look when they're not in drag.
Yeah.
But I also did hear somebody else's perspective on it, and they said they took it as much more of a, I'm finally seeing the person that I'm now confident enough to be?
As someone who likes to not get too sappy, there were some moments where I was like, no, I remember that moment. Like, I remember the first time getting in drag and looking in the mirror and being like, wow, look at me.
But it was still like beautifully performed. And then the final act of the Vegas show they were doing was losing is the new winning. Your theme song.
That's my brand.
Right. For all the viewers out there, if you don't know, Texas ran for Miss Bacon Strip and was crowned the Miss Bacon Strip. And then the next morning, they called her up and said, hey, we miscounted. You actually didn't win.
I was crowned in a burlap sack that said failure and somehow still lost at winning. Yeah. So when they sang that song, I was like, okay, let's see how it is. And when I won So You Think You Can Drag, I also wore that burlap sack that said failure in my final number for that. But I accidentally put it on inside out so no one could read it. Sorry.
I was there. I remember that. Oh.
It's a failure.
Yeah. It was a really good performance, though.
This is probably my most controversial thing that I have to say until we get to the runways. But I did not. This was the first time I didn't like Gigi Good's outfit.
I, too, was not a fan of the look. I didn't like the shape of it. It was a little clunky on her body. And then also how the heart came up. Every movement she did, her nipples popped out the side. Crystal's costume I absolutely loved. And Michelle said that she didn't like it because she didn't like the orange and the green together.
Oh, but yeah, Michelle just doesn't like green.
Well, and Michelle just doesn't understand fashion or color.
Yeah.
Like, that was so cute. The orange, the green, and the blue together, like, it stood out so much.
It was the most, like, maybe disco-y, too.
I mean, Jackie's was disco-y looking. She had, like, the shiny pantsuit with the little hat, you know?
Yeah, actually, hers was the most disco-y.
Yeah.
Jada looked gorgeous, I thought.
Yeah.
She probably had my favorite look out of everyone for that.
Yeah, the golden green situation. Yeah, she looked stunning. She kind of reminded me of, like, a majorette.
Otherwise, everybody, I did think, kind of, like, slayed the performance.
Yeah.
And...
This runway theme was Eleganza Extravaganza. And we'll start with Crystal. Crystal was given some genie from Aladdin.
I have not talked to anybody else who feels this way, so I feel like this is now my most controversial statement. I really didn't like that look.
Really?
I thought that it looked like Violet from Willy Wonka after Willy deflated her from being a blueberry.
When I first saw the outfit, I was like, ooh, I hate this. I hate everything about it. I don't like anything. And then as I looked at it more, it's so weird and so ugly that I started to like it. But I did really love her makeup. I love the use of the yellow for the blush.
Yeah, for all the things I had to say earlier, her face, was gorgeous.
Yeah. The next one down the runway was Gigi, and I loved this look. This 80s prom moment with the headgear. I loved it.
That one still, if it was an Eleganza Extravaganza, makes sense thematically, because you're doing a prom is like the moment when people are like, I feel elegant, and it was really extra. Like the headdress was sparkly and matched the outfit. Like it wasn't necessarily traditional beauty.
No.
But it was a play on that idea.
I love that it was fashion with a sense of camp to it.
Yes. Hers was my favorite of the runways.
Yeah. Next one was Jackie. And she was in the 50s Dior style, but in the Andy Warhol type colors.
That was a lot. It was a cute silhouette on her, pretty classic, but whatever that wrapping, candy wrapper paper to make the gown was a little odd for me.
It was an odd fabric for it. The designer of that was Mondo, who was on Project Runway.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, he's actually designed a lot of her clothes. And then Sherry came out, and she was in the all teal My Fair Lady.
It's like Mae West's.
Yeah. And Florence DeLee did an amazing job creating looks for these challenges.
Just a fun fact about Mae West gowns, they were almost all made by Edith Head. She would make them in 2 different sizes for everything Mae West was shot in. One that was too tight for Mae West to like move or function, so they had to like prop her up. Same gown, but different size, so that she could like sit and do scenes where she moves.
And then Jada was last, and she was in the gold elegant gown with the cape. Oh,
she did eleganza extravaganza in the traditional sense.
Mm-hmm. Another thing about Jada is in the entirety of season 12, there is one costume she wore that she didn't make.
Gigi and Jada, it's such a hard between them. Gigi really represents like really modern ideas of like fashion and style, and Jada does really traditional ideas of fashion and style. And then Crystal's just like out here for the weirdos, thrifting stuff, thank God. But yeah, that's between the two of them specifically, it's so tight because they really do something that people mostly objectively agree on for fashion, but from just a slightly different vantage.
Yeah, different sides of that. But during the deliberation, I really liked when Carson was like, I just got your results back from 23andMe, and you are 100% that bitch.
There weren't really any negative comments.
It was all just like, you all did great. You all did amazing. You're all so interesting.
That's how they usually play it towards the end, because, you know, they don't suddenly be like, oh, by the way.
It's been a really good season.
Yeah, no, it has. Everybody has held their own in different way. Like, nobody was a one note or like a tokenized cliche of what they do.
Exactly. All 5 of them really turned it out in this performance. Yeah. And all 5 of them could have been the winner of the performance. So it's like, who ends up winning, who goes in the bottom? You know?
Yeah, then maybe that's worth back record.
Yeah.
Now we have a tough choice for the top.
I love a tough top. It's been a really interesting, really great season. I'm really excited to see how they wrap it up with the reunion, with the little virtual slumber party, and then as well as the finale with the whole virtual lip sync for the crown. It's going to be really interesting to see how this one comes down.
I like weirdly think that the virtual might give Crystal an edge, and maybe that's
weird and could do something.
Yeah, she's very creative.
Like, let us all watch Jada, Gigi, and Crystal have a 3-way. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. Maybe that'll be. What is it? Can we the bedroom style? We'll just.
It'll carry over. The winner of this episode ended up being Gigi, and she was the first one announced to move on to the finale. And then they told Jada that she'd be moving on to the finale. And then they told Sherry. And now she's not.
They're just gonna...
Bye, girl. And so the lip sync came down to Crystal and Jackie. They had to lip sync to On the Floor.
That was such a strange song choice.
It was like... I felt like it was the throwaway song.
It's a fun little, like, club throwback bop, but it's not like a performance song.
Yeah, no. I would never perform that song. But Crystal ended up winning.
Yeah.
And she moved on to the final 3. And then Jackie got eliminated and got sent home.
I was hoping they would send her back in, you know?
I was too. It'd be really hard for her to win, and that's to put a lot of work in to try to compete for the crown when it's pretty much guaranteed you're not going to win.
I don't think I would have, out of them, wanted her necessarily to win the top 4 anyway.
Yeah.
She would have been the one where I'm like, maybe not her.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, I'm kind of like, ooh, it's a tight call.
Yeah. But we have now reached our episode wrap-up. It's time for the gift, the gag, and the goop. So the gift is your favorite part of the episode. The gag is the most shocking part. And the goop is the shadiest part. So what was your gift for this episode?
For how hard I went in on a lot of the runways, my gift was how much, for the theme that they had, everybody did really bring their own style. Like, it was really exciting to see that last one really be so unique between all of them.
My gift for this episode was Daddy, Jamal Sims. Oh, he's great to follow on Instagram, too.
Oh, I need to do that.
So what was your gag for the episode? The most shocking part?
The night the lights went out in RuPaul's... whatever. Yeah, the lights went out.
My gag was how amazing and intricate that performance was. I was shocked with how little time they had to put that together and how phenomenal it was. And what was your goop for the episode?
That the funniest shady moment was like Gigi's face reaction to being told that her intro outfit was costuming.
Yeah. My goop for the episode is right at the end of the episode when they were like, so are you Team Gigi, Team Crystal, Team Jada? And it was just like the editing was a very like blatant skip over Allison. It was like it almost felt like the camera like panned past her.
Waving those signs around, and they were so it's just like, oh my god, don't get her in the shot. Okay, so there's like a deserved what I think will happen, and like my like, you know, if like I got to have my like fangirl moment. Yeah. So those are my different scenarios, but I would be happy with any of them winning.
I fully agree with all three of those scenarios. I think that all three of them are deserving of the crown, but I'm Team Crystal. It's my girl.
Like, there's also a conversation about how many, weirdly enough, like Black people get screwed out of opportunities on this show, repeated throughout seasons.
Yeah.
When it comes down to such minutia of all of them being very well deserving, you know, thinking about how social capital and privilege factors into it.
And it's a very real conversation that we need to be having. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and talking about the episode. It's been real fun. I want to make sure that everybody goes and follows all your social media accounts. Make sure to follow Miss Texas on Instagram at Miss Texas 1988 and show Miss Texas a little love on Venmo at Miss Texas 1988 there as well. Yeah. But thank you for joining me and chatting about the episode today. I loved getting to hear what you had to think.
Yeah. I really appreciated getting in there. I've been watching yours and like kind of like crossed my fingers hoping that I would get to, so it makes a lot. And,
well, you've been on my list from the beginning. Once we're, it's safe for us to all be in close proximity again. There's some other projects that I'd love to work with you on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to tip me at my Venmo or my Cash App. It's really appreciated. Make sure to follow me on all my social media accounts at IsabellaExtynn and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button and then ding the bell to get notifications on everything happening on this channel. Come on back next week. I'll have a brand new guest with me talking about the Season 12 reunion episode. So make sure you come on back. I'll see y'all soon.